Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial. Today we are going to dive into one of the most exciting topics, that is no code and automation using n8n. If you have ever wanted to make your apps talk to each other automatically without writing a single line of code, this is the tool for you. In this complete beginner tutorial, I will explain everything: what automation is, why we need it, its core concept, and how it actually works. So, here is the introduction to automation. Automation simply means performing repetitive tasks automatically without human intervention. Think about things you do daily: sending follow up emails, updating sheets, or posting updates. Now imagine if all this could happen on their own. That's the power of automation. In today's fast paced world, automation helps us to save time, reduce human error, and improve accuracy. And with platforms like n8n, you don't need coding skills, just logic and creativity. So here in this tutorial, we will going to discuss about why do we need automation, what actually the automation is, it core concepts of automation, what is a workflow, and some best practices of automation. So first, why do we need automation? So why do we need automation? Well, because manual work wastes time and resources. Let's say you are a small business owner or a student managing multiple tools like Google Sheets, Gmail, Slack, etc. Without automation, you will spend hours doing boring tasks, copying data, sending reminders, and checking updates. But with automation, all this happens instantly. It allows us to focus on decision making, creativity, and growth instead of wasting time on repetitive stuff. Simply, but automation makes our workflow faster, smarter, and less stressful. So, first thing of automation is data driven decision. As we know that most people make decision based on feelings or their intuitions, but that's a subjective concept. It's hard to measure and often leads to wrong or biased, that is prejudiced choices. On the other hand, data driven decisions rely on facts and logic. They are measurable, objective, and transparent. Automation ensures your data is collected, processed, and used in a right way, improving accuracy and protecting data privacy. In short, automation converts your business from feeling based to database. Also, it requires a very less resources, that is human effort, budget, that is cost, and also your valuable time. And also, it helps to improve reporting plus visibility on return on investment. On the other hand, manual manual task needs a lot of resources, budget, your valuable time, and that sometimes lead to a waste of resources. So automation, that is the key to being data driven. First of all, manual tasks often cause wastage of time, human error. As we know that if something is done by humans, so the mistakes or error, that is almost expectable. So also it generates to very low value. Also it requires a high human resources and its requirements. Also the human or the individual who is performing certain tasks, they might feel exhaust or fatigue, or they suffer from fatigueness, so that's why they generate a low employee happiness and retention. On the other hand, if something is done automatically, so everything becomes predictable. Also there is smooth data availability, like you have a better data availability, your data flows very smoothly between apps. Also it increased employee efficiency, that is there is a less chance of mistakes. Also it focus efforts on higher value tasks, and as a result or eventually it gives much higher return on investment. So now we will see what is automation. Let's define automation in simple terms. That is, automation means creating a set of steps that run automatically based on certain conditions or triggers. So right now, here I have used a lot of hard words, but make sure you sit till the end of the video and you will going to be understand what this terminology means. For example, when a customer submits a form on your website, their details automatically go into a Google Sheet. An email is sent to them and a manager gets notified, all without you touching anything. That's automation at work. Let's see the definition of automation: a predictable set of predetermined action that transfer data from one point to another. It might contains a lot of terms that might you not get understand at first. So basically, it is a predictable set that is, as we already said, that the things are very predictable because it follow a fixed path every single time, and predetermined because you set the rule once and it runs automatically. Predetermined action, that is, you have already given a certain pattern or algorithm to the automation tool so that it perform the task on a repetitive mode, and it will transfer your data from one point to another based on certain criteria and conditions. For example, in n8n you can set a trigger like when a form is submitted, then define what happens next, whether it goes to a Google Sheet, an email sequence, or directly to a manager. So here is one example that suppose a user fills out a contact form on your website, then he or she will submit the form, that is the form submission, then it will go to what kind of company it is. Then if they will check that there is no data for any company, then ignore it. If it is has a very low value, then add to email sequence. If it has high value, then add to Google Sheet. And if it is a very ideal customer or genuine, or we can say a premium customer, then give it to account manager as soon as possible. So generally, what kind of company is our trigger? No company, low value, high value, ideal customer. This arrow or this, or we can say the flow chart is our filter data, and then we will generate certain outcomes. So these are our actions that also we are going to discuss its terminology later on. Now we will see some core concepts of automation. Now let's move into the heart of n8n. This is the heart of n8n. There are generally four key parts you must understand. First is trigger, which decides when your workflow starts, on what criteria or on which pattern your workflow will going to start, what actually there it is in the workflow that will let your automation works. Then second is filter, which control which data passes through. Then third is action, defines what task should be done. And fourth is mapping, it will connect from one step to the next. So let's begin. First is trigger. Trigger are starting points of an automation workflow in an n8n. They define when and how a workflow should begin running. So basically, in previous example, here we see a form submission. So it is our trigger that if a user fill a form based on certain feedback or any school or college registration form for any event or sports tournament, when the user submit the form, then the form submission is our trigger. Then our workflow will start, and then they will move to other criteria for checking. So then here there are certain types of trigger. First is manual trigger, which activate by the user manually, used mainly for testing or one-time execution. Like click execute workflow in n8n editor that we will going to discuss in later videos. Second is schedule trigger, that is also known as cron. So it runs automatically at specific time intervals. For example, every day at 9 a.m., like every day at 9 a.m., my workflow will start automatically running. Then also we can set in on every hour or every Monday. That is, we should have to fix our time for a trigger to start running. Then it's ideal for routine tasks like daily reports or to generate backups on certain apps like WhatsApp and all. And third is application trigger. Here we can also have application or webhook or event which triggered by external apps or service which required another application. That is the third application or the third party will involve here. For example, Slack trigger, Gmail trigger, or webhook trigger, which perform based on their significance and also based on the action of the trigger. Then our second thing is filtering. Filtering is used to allow or block certain types of data from following a path based on certain conditions. So filter helps you to define rules. For example, only continue the workflow if the company name equals, for example, let's say ABC Private Limited, or if the email address contains like xyz at the gmail.com. It's like a checkpoint that ensures only the right data moves forward, keeping your automation clean and efficient. In the previous example, what kind of company, that is our filter. Like if the company has no company, like uh, there is no any data of any company, then we have to ignore it. Then if has low value, then you have to move to this tab, or high value then this tab. If it is ideal customer, then if we have to send it to the account manager instantly right away. So this is the work of filter. Then there are action. Action are the task or operation performed after a trigger in an n8n workflow. This is the following sequence or part of uh, a trigger and filter. So it requires certain application which helps actions like Google Sheet, which update rows when there are certain modification in the rows, then create sheet or get or fetch the spreadsheet. Then we can in Dropbox application we upload, or we can get our file, or we can download it, or we can create it. In Slack we get the data of user, we send the message, or we get the message also in Salesforce. These are the some applications which works based on the action part of the workflow. Then we will see what is a workflow and how it really works. So basically, one thing here I would like to tell that triggers, filters, and actions, when just that we already discussed, when the all the three things come into contact, then it calls a workflow. It is like a chain of connected nodes, each performing a specific job. It might start with a trigger, then it filter data, and then finally perform some actions based on the sorting and transforming of the data in the filter section. For example, if the form is submitted, check if the company is valid or not. If yes, then update the sheet, send confirmation email, and notify the team. That is one complete workflow. In this example, we will see that sometimes every day at 8 a.m., and when this happen, or when this thing get launched in the market, or if the deployment uh, has been done on certain products. And so these are the triggers. These three here I told you some examples of trigger or some conditions that what actually defines the trigger. Then it comes our sorting, filtering, formatting, transforming and segmenting based on the particular criteria. So it generally means the filter. This is all the things are covering in a filter section. So if this then when we see that if this is happen, if this is present, then this thing will generate like if 10 people would be there, then they will get certain percent of discount. So these are the things which filter offers. Then also it modified change x to y. If these people are if family if this number of families has the income over 1 lakh, then call them rich family or above class families. So these are the example of it. And then action based on the when the trigger start, it filter out some data based on our conditions, and then it generate actions like update a Google sheet if this number of row has been added after some time, or if this number of employees has present, then send an email to them. If a new member has added, then notify that person, or also notify the manager that someone has come to fulfill the vacancy. Then we will see how uh, there are some best practices for automation, that how the automation work. Now before you start creating your own workflows, here are some best practices that you should follow. First thing is keep your workflow simple and clear. Second, always test with sample data first. Then use descriptive names for nodes and variables. Fourth, add filters and errors checks to avoid unwanted results. And the last but not least, document your workflow for future reference. Then following these small steps will help you avoid confusion and make your automation reliable. Now we will move to the most important part, and that is mapping. Mapping is the first step to any good automation. Like mapping means passing data from one node to another. That is the like creating a flow or a map. So, for example, when you get an email address from Google Sheets, you can map that email directly into the Gmail node to send messages automatically. It basically connecting the output of one step with the input of another, allowing smooth data flow between your applications. So here how mapping actually works. So by using a flow chart, like list every different part of a process as a block. Here we see form submission, what kind of company, then all the rectangular rectangular structures. These all are blocks, and we separate them or link them with the help of arrows, that how each and every block, that is the our rectangular structure or shape, how they interact with each other. So this was the basic of the n8n no code automation workflow. So we covered everything from the basic of automation to trigger, filter, action, workflow, and mapping. In the next part, we will discuss webhook and APIs. These are the two most important notion of the n8n. So thank you, and we will see you in the next video.